Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com @MyWebUniversity. The channel handle is @MyWebUniversity. In the series of Windows and Linux tips and tricks, I have made already 3 videos for you. That is video number 1, number 2, number 3, which are discussing PowerShell and Linux command line syntax, as well as graphic, as well as Python, Node.js, and a lot of other ones. So we have already went through video number 1 through 3, and today I'm going to present you video number 4. So let's get started with that one without further ado. I'm going to go to a slideshow and then we start on video number 4, which is Windows and Linux tips and tricks. And it is going to be brought to you by my YouTube channel, which is @MyWebUniversity. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I encourage you, I appreciate if you subscribe it, because that way you get all my notification on videos that I post, and you will be up to date with all the technology. This video, I'm going to be discussing these commandlets, as well as Linux commands, as well as present you these commandlets in PowerShell, Windows 11 PowerShell version 7. And also I'm going to show you on Linux Rocky version, which is a Fedora distribution. Linux Rocky is free Linux distribution that is based on Fedora distribution, like Red Hat is based on Fedora, but it is open source. So the open source community has still a lot of kind of great stuff to bring to the world. I'm going to be just one of them, that I did a lot of the technical documentation on the entire Linux Rocky PDF version also. So I'll show you some of those ones as well. And then at the same time, I'm going to discuss measure-object, which is basically a command that you're going to get statistics on CPU usage and how long the system usage and user environment usage for the CPU has been taken for a given task or a project, not project, task or related commands. So measure-object takes another argument, which is like a list of commands that you run inside the braces, and then you will get the output, how long it took you. Measure is an alias to the measure-object command. That is also an alias that does the same thing. And measure-command is another command to just find out. Actually, sorry, measure-command is the one that get the statistic. Measure-object is just measures a number of line, number of characters, number of words, and measure is an alias to measure-object. So measure-command is the one that I was telling you that it gives you statistic on CPUs. That's why I put it near time. And time on the Linux command, time and times and timex are all commands similar to measure-object. And I will explain each one of them individually, because some of them are binary, some of them are a bash, part of bash, and some of them they're deprecated, like timex. Timex was from Unix and Linux, and it's now deprecated, and we just use time and times. So a start process is that whenever on a Linux environment you start a process, you just run the program or binary. But on Windows, in addition to run the binary or program, you could also use the start process, giving the file name or the binary name or the script name, or just browser name or whatever you want to just open the app. You just say start process and start that process. At the same time, start process has an alias called the start. So you could just do it for shortcut. Just do a start instead of start process. The stop process is another command that whatever process you have, you stop it. There's no alias short for stop process as a stop, but there's an alias for it called kill. which is similar to the Linux kill command. Kill command on the Linux side is kill and pkill, process kill, that you can kill a process. Kill on the PowerShell, this one is an alias to stop dash process. And you will just use this alias to run instead of the commandlet to stop dash process. Get dash process is also a command let on PowerShell that is going to be basically give you all the list of processes that are currently running on your system. PS is the shortcut on PowerShell for get dash process commandlet, but PS is a Linux command on all the Linux version that I have used, and also Unix, Solaris, and Mac OS X uses PS command to just check for process. Top is on all Unix and Linux commands also give you top 20 processes that are running on the system. That is command line based, and then it gives you a text based kind of interface about memory usage, uptime and CPU usage, IO usage, whether process is memory bound, IO bound, or CPU bound. Top is very a good command, as well as PS command. It helps you to identify those culprit processes. At the same time, there's a graphic kind of, not exactly graphic, but it's kind of a GUI interface that it's you could just use functions and other ones. It's not having like dialog boxes. In that sense, it's not that graphic, but it is like a text and graphic part that you can just press a file function and to just check it, and function keys, and then at the same time, I'll show you the graphic part of it, that it is showing you every process that you can do it from the top command or htop. It's your choice, but this is a little bit more intuitive, more functionality in terms of getting a tree level. Last time I showed you on video number 4, PS3, process stream tree, and also the tree for file system structure. So this command is also somehow inherited those kind of features in what top didn't have it. Windows PowerShell, I'm going to be discussing for the demos of all these commandlets and aliases, as well as I'm using Linux Rocky virtual machine to display. And the version of Linux Rocky is the latest that I have, 9.2, I believe, but 9 point whatever you have, or that now the latest might be 10. But a lot of the companies are still on Red Hat 8 or 9, or Rocky 8 or 9. And then Ubuntu 22 or 24.04 like I have. So at this time, I'm going to just go to the next page, which that video was brought to you at MyWebUniversity, and video number 3, or we already discussed it. I'm going to go like a scan through this one. These are the commandlets that we discussed on Windows number 3, which was get alias. Alias is a shortcut for get alias. 3 is, I told you, give you file structure. 3 kind of format. Process stream 3 is the process tree structure. And get dash command is very useful command that you can learn this. And get dash help and get dash member. All of those 3 commands, including get dash command, basically help you the entire PowerShell. Type is get dash content, and then on DOS also type use it, and then cat was the command that is alias to type, and type it in cat, or alias to the get dash content, as I mentioned last time. Type is not a Linux command, but you can create a Linux command. The actual command that you use on type is either cat or more or octal dump. And there's a lot of files related to use it, which give you the file name structure, where not the file name structure, the file binary, where it is installed, whereas it shows you the path to all the binaries for a given file or a binary. What is it tells you that, like similar to man, a shortcut for what is the command is. Locate is locating all the files or binaries in a system, locate them all. Node.js, I did discuss this, Node JavaScript, this one, and then NPM is Node Package Manager, and NPX is Node Package Executable. The difference between NPM and NPX, NPM you can install and remove packages and manage. That's why it's called Node Package Manager. NPX is you don't have to install it in order to run it locally or globally. So this NPX is to run or execute a package locally or globally. Visual Studio Code is very good lightweight IDE, and that is you can run Python in it, PowerShell, C, C++, C Sharp, .NET, React, Vue, HTML, CSS, any programming language that you like, you just install the extension to it, and right away it has IntelliSense and a lot of other stuff that I showed you last time. Python, as you know, is the best easy, reusable modules with Python that nowadays you can do general purpose programming as well as object-oriented programming as well as function programming, and it's very easy to learn, and everything is in it is available. I showed you that one also. PowerShell is a very powerful scripting language that is on Windows platform. Now with the version 6 and 7, you can run it integrated on Linux environment as well, PowerShell. PWSH is the executable that I had a year ago, another video on it, so you could watch that one. I show you a lot of examples with PowerShell and maybe Red Hat environment that I did, or maybe I did it on Linux Ubuntu. But I have those videos you could watch and learn PowerShell on Linux. The nice thing about PowerShell integration, now you have the entire application that are Linux platform available, as well as all the commands that are on Linux platform, as well as all the Azure, and then let's say Active Directory, let's say .NET stuff, that you could run all these commandlets, thousands of commandlets on PowerShell. You could run it also integrated with Linux environment using PWSH. And then Linux Ubuntu was the previous video, number 3, number 2, number 1. I covered those ones. So I'm gonna just scan through this one really fast because we already talked about these videos and there are separate videos on it. You can see on video number 2, I covered git-host, host ID, host ETL, PWDX, which is print working directory of executable. PWD itself is print working directory. On the file system, it tells you where you are at what location, but with X, it is PWD or executable, meaning it shows you the process working directory of a process, a binary that's running. Change directory and make directory, MD, type, cat, notepad, notepad++, code, VI and Vim, visual interpreter. Vim is VI and improved. And then octal dump is displaying content like similar to cat command, but in octal format or hexadecimal format or character format. You can give a flag on it and you just see it. System information is a Windows DOS and PowerShell commandlet, and that you can use system info. It's an application that you run and then get the information about your system a version of the operating system, like whether you're running Windows 10 or 11 or any other version, or how much CPU you have, how much memory you have, what is the processor name, what is the number of processor you have, what is the host name, all that information, you can get it from system info. On Linux also, you can do cat/etcos-release. It will give you similar information. And if you need CPU information, you do the proc file system, which is cat/proc/CPU info. These proc file system are based on memory pseudo file system. So the file size is 0 byte, but when you concatenate this content of this file, it will read it from memory. So it shows you all the CPU information about your system. Similarly, meminfo, it gives you all the memory information. This is also part of the proc file system. Ubuntu VM was covered last time too, and it was brought to you by MyWebUniversity at my YouTube channel. The second video that video number 1 that I covered on Windows, Linux, and tips and tricks, we covered the following commands, which was hostname, ID, get end, pwd, cd, clear screen, uname, system info, cat, cal, date, ps, ls, dir. GCI stands for get child item. This is a commandlet, and GCI, ls, and dir that are aliases on Windows PowerShell that are pointing to get content item commandlet. But ls is on Linux is also a command, a binary file. You can create a directory to be alias to ls, and you can just do it. PS is also for get dash process and process. Under Linux, this is actually a command. So when you're using the integrated version of PowerShell on Linux environment, be careful, because PS that is an alias in Windows PowerShell, it is actually a binary command on PS. So if you're just doing it inside of PowerShell and to just say pwsh is the binary you're using, and you want to use the alias, you could type in PS. But if you want to use the PS command in binary, you have to provide user bin PS saying that, no, actually, I want to run the binary. That's how the system is going to recognize which command you intend to run. 3 command we already covered, and advanced package toolkit or application package toolkit, you could also say, because it does packages on Ubuntu Debian distribution. It's apt application package, and I talked about the snapd and also dpkg. All of those tools, they allow you to do certain things with the system, and then install packages and remove packages. And on Windows, that's called winget. From command line, you can run winget install a given package like Notepad and remove winget remove or list them or anything. Laugh Out Loud Cat is a utility that doesn't come with the operating system by default. You can install it as an add-on packages, and this was called a Laugh Out Loud Cat. The reason it's called a Laugh Out Loud because it gives you in a kind of rainbow kind of colors any file or any thing that you have a content for it. The cat is concatenation. So you can open a file or use a pipe and then change the color on the output of a command. And then these commands, some of them that I put it on video number 1 as well as video number 2 or something like 3 or PS or LS, because I wanted to make sure that you understand it. And I had this video also on 4C videos that I covered it for them as well, for my country fellow Afghan people, and then any person that speaks the real Persian or 4C, they can understand it. But the content is in English, but when I make the video, I just talk in 4C language and I explain it, the whole things one by one, and then those videos are there. You're welcome to watch it. And the channel that 4C is MyWebUniversity in 4C, and you can see this video is in 4C. When I talk, if you understand 4C, you're welcome to watch that one as well. But if you don't understand 4C, you're welcome to watch the English version, which is this one. And if you don't understand English, you're welcome to watch the 4C version. So it's your choice. I make it available for you. So this is my screensaver. I could just, wow, so innocent, right? And this one. I'm gonna just leave it. You can also click on this top background to go through these ones. Let me see what other ones are coming. They're all cute, right? So let's see, just for fun of it, because tips and tricks, when you just install the background at the time when I did another video I showed you, you have this choice that you can say for a given day, which one you want to choose this one. So another tips and tricks is like next background, you can just do it. This looks very nice. The mom is giving food to the babies. Unfortunately, the food is another person's mom or dad or brother or sister, which is kind of sad. And so that is the life, how nature works and how life goes on, unfortunately. But let's get started with this one. So what I'm going to do is first go on the topic of chapter 4, measure dash object and measure command and measure dash command. These three commands that I'm highlighting here, I'm going to cover those three objects first. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on the PowerShell here, and then just the PowerShell session opens up, and then I say, okay, that is good. Let me just start here. Notice that when I start the PowerShell, automatically it drops me to PowerShell 7.5.3. And then this is the directory structure. So if I say echo $PS home, it also tells me that this is my directory here. I don't have to stay on this directory. I could do cd/ and clear my screen. And then at this time I say echo $PS home, it tells me that that's the home directory there. But if I say pwd, print working directory, that is my current working directory. So get dash location is the actual command. If I say alias pwd, it says pwd is pointing to get dash location. And then at this time, this is my home directory. But if I say echo $env : user profile, then it says that, you start as user Wahid. So if I cd here, then it's going to take me to user Wahid there. These are discussed in the last video. I'm giving a summary so you can just understand the PowerShell tips and tricks, and then see if we could just learn further. So pwd, it says I'm on that location, and then at the same time, I'm doing this one is going to provide it. Get dash location also tells me on that location. So if I cd here back, now I'm on C drive, and then get dash location is going to tell me that I'm on C drive. So I'm going to stay on C drive and then run other commands. Clear my screen, get dash host. Now I was telling you that I'm using version 7.53. You could get that information from here and then use it as object here, and then say, give me a version. So get dash host is a commandlet that just return key value pair. So the key is version, the value is 7.53. So if I use it as object, I can get the same information. But notice, in addition to this, I'm also getting revision. So that means the hash key table, key value table, also has other keys. So like if I say revision here, then I can get the revision. But if I only need the major version, then I could type in major and I get 7. So it's up to your decision what you want to do it. And then like right here, the UI interface is this long information. So I could say, give me only the UI, and then you could get the UI information. And now for the get dash host, I'm gonna show you the get dash command there. So get dash command, if I just say get dash command itself, it says that this is a commandlet, but it's part of Microsoft PowerShell core utilities, core programs, right? Core of the PowerShell, which is the core part of something. Is like the core part of the operating system is the kernel. And then the core part of a database is DBMS. The core part of PowerShell is these commandlets. So if I say get dash command, get dash member, then you can see this is part of the Microsoft utility. And then you see get dash help, this is PowerShell code. So I was telling you that this command will give you a lot of other stuff. So if I just type in get dash command and get all the list of commands, look at how many are there. Okay, so if you look at it, there are a lot of them, right? We just say a lot. But if you want to measure that command, you just say measure. And then if you just don't give any argument, by default, it gives you a count and then also these other values. If they have some information, they will tell you. Otherwise, it's just going to give you a line number. So you can also do -L for a short for line number, and it tells you that, or just the word line here. So measure. But if I say get dash command and say measure, then it says it's an alias measure that's pointing to the measure dash object. Measure dash object is the commandlet. So if I say alias measure, it tells me that alias measure is pointing to measure dash object. So if I say get dash command and then measure dash object, uppercase or lowercase doesn't matter because Windows automatically converted to uppercase and run the command after. So it's not case sensitive versus Linux, which is case sensitive. So when I do a measure command here, notice alias measure, it says measure dash object. That means if I just do this get dash command line and this, I could also do measure dash object and I will get the same result. The argument to what is measure object, it is the same thing here. So it doesn't matter which argument you want to do. If you don't give any argument, it's like measure command that was giving that option. So if I just say, well, that's great. Can I just get from the get dash command measure dash object? I know that this is a commandlet, but can I get the syntax of it? Dash syntax will give you the syntax of the command, saying that all you have to do is provide this measure command there. But if there's more option to it, yeah, of course, you have to, with the dash syntax would give you more. For example, let's say I say the get command itself, how many various examples are there? Syntax. I mistyped the syntax. So the measure object, I have to correct this one. I'm like, why did it not give it? So this one gave you, and then if I go the same thing with measure dash command, measure dash object, it will tell you measure. I mistyped it. Sorry, my keyboard and myself are not. So now you can see measure dash object give you and measure dash for the get command syntax, it gives you arguments. So this is how you just get more details of the command. But if you say get dash command and then find out the notepad, what is this one? It tells you it's an application. Application meaning that this is installed the sources and seek Windows System 32 notepad.exe. Similarly, if I do the same thing for Notepad++, then it tells me that this Notepad+ is also on the program files Notepad++ directly, not System 32, because this is additional on that you could install WinGit and there. Remember WinGit, if I just do this one, it shows me all the packages that are installed on my system. That is the tool that you could use. And then you can see Notepad is here. You can also use other strings, like if I do WinGit list Notepad++, and then you can see that it checks it and then tells me this. And WinGit, it has a lot of arguments. You can do show, list, and full, and source and list and everything, validate, install, uninstall, configure. This is similar the command when you do with Notepad++. You could say, for example, format list star, and then you can see you get a list of them here also. So at this time, I want to show you what the get dash command for the measure, what commands are available with measure. I told you get dash command could help you by saying that dash command type, and then if you want to see all the application, you could just say the argument command type and then type in application here. So if you just say give me a list of them first, you could get all the list of them. Now you say, well, every one of them is on Windows System 32 or Notepad++ directory or something else. This is neat, right? So then you say, that's good. And then if I just say, how many of them are there? You could say measure-L for line number, there's 964. And if you just say, at the same time, can I just search for string I and then say system 32? Just say Windows System 32, how many of them are there? And then you have to put a pipe here, symbol here, which I missed, and then that's why it gave you that line. So the measure-line was that many, and then the measure-L, it says out of those ones, these are the one that has 745. And if I just say, okay, don't show me the one that are matching system 32, then I say V, meaning that everything but. So now these ones doesn't have system 32 contained in it. And now since it's 251 of them, I say do a pipe more here and list it for me. And now you can see the program file, Microsoft Office, app data, all of those ones, right? And then you can always get this information and filter it further by using these other commandlets. So find a string is really good one in that case. You could also say, for example, find a string /I and then just office. Anything that has the word office, show me those ones. And you can see that program files, Microsoft Office, are all listed here. And if you say how many of them are there, put another pipe, say measure-L. And that would give you 45 of them, which we did this one. But now I'm going to do get command dash command type, and instead of application, we just say give me only functions. So at this time, this string is not relevant to what I'm looking for, so I have to delete those ones. Function. If I do this one, it's not going to return anything because those other ones that like this /m obviously was mistyped, but it did not return anything because that is not there. So I'm going to just delete all of this and just say, give me all the functions here. Now you have this. Then you say, well, that's a lot of list. How many of them are there? Then you say measure-L for line, and you get this. So I'm going to just give you this measure object a little bit more once I discuss this command type. So here now I'm going to get a list of the aliases. So how many aliases are there? 734. If I want to get a list of them, obviously I can do alias and then get the list, or say alias and then measure-line. That would also give me 140 of them for alias. But the functions that we are doing here, it says that 734. So if you want to see actually those ones, you just say 5 more, and you see that these aliases, there's a lot of aliases, like for each percentage and where object is question mark, in addition to all these other aliases that are there, and then a number of elements. So this is also in the list of commandlets, right? So if I say, give me the alias command type, we did function, application, and then I didn't do commandlets. So we could just remove the S for commandlet, and that's a lot, 4,000. So if I just do more here, you can see these are all commandlets. Azure has so many of them, and then history and modules and functions and all of that, right? So a lot of the tools that are available for different purpose, and then you have them here. So now, what am I supposed to look? I look for get dash command, and then say star measure star. This one is going to show me all the commands, the commandlet or aliases that are pointing to the string measure, whether it's measure dash command or measure dash object or measure dash measure as alias, which is measure dash object. I already explained to you measure, which has the argument of dash line, and then measure is the alias, which also has measure dash word and dash character, which I'm going to do next. So if I just say send this information to greater sign, let me go to the CD to temp directory. I'm going to CD to temp directory here. Now I'm on temp. I run the same command and it gave me those three. So I say send this file to measure.txt. Now, instead of sending it to the output here, I just say send it to this file measure.txt. Now, directory of measure.txt, it has this a file with this link, right? So now if I say, okay, great, the directory of measure.txt, how many lines is in measure.txt? So if I say cat measure.txt, I can just say, see it as how many lines, but I'm not seeing this spaces as line and this space. So if I have to count it and the file is really huge, I need some help. In order to do that one, I could say, use the measure argument with the number of L for line. So it count this one, this one, this one. It did not count the spaces in between. You can see here, right? But now if I say, how many words are there? Can you read the number of words there? I put dash W and it tells me 20 words on it. And then if I say dash word, I could also get it dash 20. So whether you use the word or dash W, it gives you the same output, or dash line or dash L, it gives you the same output. So here dash line gives you the same information as dash L gave you. And similarly, now dash C for character, and then obviously the option for the character, I could just say dash character and press tab, and it will type the whole string saying that this is the same thing. So it's really good. So now I say, okay, I found out that one get dash command measure dash object. I say that is the command. I'm going to say, give me the syntax of it. It gives you the syntax, and you can see measure, it has dash property, and you can give these property values, input object, PS object, and then standard deviation, summary, sum, and then all state. So it's a lot of stuff, but not the dash line, dash word, dash characters. There are also other options that I have been showing you. So at this time, we're going to do the other command. So when you did the get dash command here and say, show me everything that is with the string measure, it also gave me the commandlet measure dash command. So then I say, okay, if I want to know what does that command do, can I also get help on measure dash command? Yes, you can get the help, and then you can see that measure the time it takes to run a script block in commandlets. So in terms of the CPU usage, it tells you the time, how long it takes the command to run. If I just say, okay, give me a syntax of it, like here, measure dash command, and it tells you that measure dash command, then you can put an expression that you could put this expression block and then input object and other stuff. So if I just want to use this measure dash command, I could say measure dash command and then just say, go ahead, measure this PWD. And it did, I'm sorry, measure dash command. Measure dash command. And then it tells me in terms of days it took, hours, minutes. So in millisecond, it took only 27 seconds to just run this print working directory to get this command. You see this command, this is saying that give me in terms of time, how long it takes on the CPU and memory for this command, which is 27 milliseconds, not even 1 second. It took to execute it, right? But if that command is not as short, you could say, let's do get dash help on get dash command. Will that give me the same measurement? No, that 27 second is a little bit in 493 milliseconds. Now, let's say I say, give me dash examples, and then it took only 49 to execute it. However, if I just don't measure this one, and then I say, give me the get dash command itself, and then with example. So now you see more examples on it, right? Similarly to the get dash help, if I just change this dash get dash command to measure dash command with examples, you can see it gives you all the examples with how to run it with different parameters and everything. So I'm going to give you one more example or a few more examples with additional command like a child diagram and so on. So if I say, okay, go ahead, run 3 command here, 3 command here. Now you see that is there. 3-F show me all the files here. But notice that when you do this one, you could say measure that one, measure dash command, and then you just say brace here and brace this, start and end that command, and took it. But now I'm going to change this structure to run it on my C users Wahid programs directory, and then /F. Now notice it's 67 seconds, a little bit further, right? And if I just say, well, that's great. How about /A? Does it take 59 seconds? And then now if I just make it a little bit bigger, this is going to take 61 seconds. However, this is on the top directory structure. Okay, so if I just say, give me a directory structure of this one, or get child item is similar. So get child item was not recognized, even though it's a PowerShell. I'm going to directory, and /A was the problem, because get dash child item, get dash child item is supposed to recognize, but this one is not. So dir of this, okay, and these other ones are extra. So now should work like this. Dir measure C colon user. So why is this one cannot find the path? Oh, the path that I'm doing is not users Wahid. Let's see, my home directory echo this my users. And so I mistyped it. That's why you have to type in users, and then Wahid. So this one will now work. And then I could have also replaced this one to say, do the $UNV colon user profile. That would also work in terms of output here. Now notice this one, if I just say, run this measure dash command directory of this, I'm going to say the argument dash recurse. And dash recurse meaning that under that directory, run it to all subdirectories. So this is going to take longer. Notice this 24 second, now when it comes in, it's going to be a few seconds because that list is really big, right? The dir of that one. So let's see how many seconds is going to just elapse, because that is a huge directory. I could have just done 272 milliseconds. That is still like 20 seconds plus 20 seconds it took it, right? So if I could want to do it a little bit shorter, I could say /programs/Python. And now it is much faster because Python, that directory is smaller. But if I want to do it on my programs, it's going to take a few more seconds than the other one, because under my programs, I have 3 seconds. So a few, I was right. So now if we just say, okay, great, that's good. How about the tree structure on that one, on this command? And instead of dir, and then we don't do recurse, we just say slash the tree command here to see how the three commands are going to run on that one. And you can see that the tree structure is taking 2 seconds. But now if I say add slash a for all the files, also ASCII files there, and that's 1 second. Sorry, clear screen again. Zoom is blocking me, my view. Sorry, sorry. I can't see what I'm typing. Clear, Control C, and then clear. Okay, now I typed it correctly by blind. Okay, uppercase. So this one, I have this. I could say slash F and give me the files that is going to show me 3 seconds. Now, if I say actually run this command, and then let me just do Control C, I'm going to cut and paste. That's much faster than retyping it here. So you can see here on Windows, you can just run that command and get the output of it as you want. And earlier I was telling you the measure command here. You could say, give me a measure dash L, and just line numbers, how many of them are there. It will run the command and it does 127,129. So that's how many are there on that one. And if obviously I just add slash Python, and it's gonna just reduce it to 199. If I say show me those files, it's much faster, it displays it there. And then if I say go ahead out dash rainbow, and then write it in color, it's gonna do that one. If you say dash out dash rainbow dash A for animation, it writes each line one at a time, and it does like a kind of animation for the text, right? And then it gives you that color. But I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to say clear screen. Out dash rainbow also has that laugh out loud utility cat that will give you the same thing in graphic, right? So that is a nice stuff that you can play around for, sometimes having fun. So you can see my desktop background is changing to just give you entertainment while you're working on this stuff. So the measure dash object, measure dash command, and measure command, we all covered it. In my PowerPoint presentation, I mentioned a measure dash object, measure, and measure command, which you already know now. The next commands that I'm going to cover is timex, and timex. And then these three are on Linux platform. So I'm going to connect to Rocky Linux. For your sake of time saving, I have already logged into my virtual machine, Rocky Linux. I could just log in there, and then on my screen, and then show you the interface quickly, and then I will cover those one. As you know that on Windows, which is my guest operating system that I showed you here, system info, and then if I look at OS name, you can see it is I'm running Windows 11 operating system. But because I made a virtualization enable, I installed VirtualBox here, and then I installed algorithm Red Hat for demo purpose for you, Rocky, Solaris 11, Red Hat 8.9, and Linux Ubuntu. Each one of them for a given session, I make this video for you to teach you all of them, and including if there's Python on Linux environment, I teach you Node.js or Windows or IDEs, Visual Studio Code, PyCharm, or anything, C, C++. I cover all of these ones on different topics at different days. So just watch those videos and subscribe, please. That way you could just also show your support that I'm spending all these times, and I would be happy if I could help some of the students, some of the developers to enhance their career. I'm there to inspire younger generation to have a better life, and hopefully God will help all of us. At the same time, you should show your support that I'm doing it for good cause. And then whether you just subscribe or you join the channel, it's all up to entirely to you. But like I mentioned to you, I contributed a lot on the Linux environment or Unix on the open source. For example, if you go to my website here, on my website, here I made this channel website, MyWebUniversity.com, which I have been running it since 2000 to 2025 years now. And it's secure page, and it has a lot of features, functionalities, and so you can go explore courses and start learning Red Hat, for example. It's a 4 hours full course from zero to hero. And then Rocky Linux, you can learn the entire Rocky Linux, Bash scripting, the entire videos. And these are complete courses. Linux Ubuntu, this is like 8 hours, 6 hours, one video, video number 1, and 2 hours and video number 2. And this is R programming language on Windows platform from zero to hero. And this is Solaris operating system 11 on x86 platform. This is a Linux Fedora distribution 39 from zero to hero. And this is mastering Visual Studio Code IDE, Python, data structure. There's a lot in Linux command lines that you can practice. At the same time, if you go, this is just this course. If you go on the YouTube channel, all my YouTube channel, which is this one or that one, whichever one you click on, you get a list of videos here that I have been putting it. It's about 1.9K videos on computer science and Linux and Windows and PowerShell and Python and C++, developer stuff, as well as tutorials that you can all watch and learn. It's 1.9K, currently 3.3K subscribers, and you have a join button here. You could also join, and you could subscribe and support our good cause and help others when you learn and you become a teacher. And then I'm very happy to mentor you and teach you. There's nothing that you have to not be successful in life if you continue and submit yourself to God. Allah is God, our God, and God is going to protect us if we just do the right things. And then that's all it is. It's just keep helping your brothers and sisters, your neighbors, your friends, your loved ones, and you will be inspiring other people to have a better society around us. So my goal and purpose, whether I do it in Farsi or English, I'm not going to be here forever, right? We all pass away. And then when we are not there, what is left from us is our good memories, good deeds that other children, grandchildren of yours and ours would benefit from it. So let's do something for others. And then here I'm also on my website, I also have the 4C channel, the Direct Path to Linux Ubuntu. This is my entire book dedicated about 15 chapter of it for my beloved brothers, Dr. Haman Lutfi. God bless him. He was a cardiologist, and he is here and giving me my master's degree when I came from Cal State Fullerton that day. We celebrated at home. I miss him dearly, but he inspired me. And the reason I'm saying that we are not going to be here someday. If we are in heaven, that's great. But the rest of the people that are on earth, they need to just have a better life. In order to do that one, all these documentation that I was telling you, I wrote it in Python program to generate hundreds of thousands of PDF files from Linux environment, from Windows, from PowerShell, all of those ones from Windows command lines, and then Red Hat, and then Rocky and Ubuntu, all of those ones to just help the students so you don't have to buy books when you don't need to. And for example, let's say on the Rocky Linux, if you click here is 11,498 PDF files, and all of them are here. from everything that you need. For example, if you're learning on Linux, you're learning DNF, and you just type in DNF, it's there. If you search in for RPM, it's RPM, it's there. For example, if you say, let me just search for PWD, and then you could see that it is one of two, and then the commands are available right here. If you say, what about calendar command? So calendar command, you can see that if any command like that is the string that has cal.1.pdf, it's the PDF file here. So you just click on it, and then I give you this kind of interface saying that I give full credit to MyWebUniversity, Python programming language, Rocky Linux manual pages, PDF, free PDF library modules, that I was able to use those ones in my website to just generate this PDF file from the text of HTML from open source community. So imagine now everything is here available for you. At the same time, you say, well, this is great. Can I search for like Python? Yeah, just do Control F here and say, type in Python, and then Python 3.1, now it's one of the three. So Python 3.9, you say, okay, let me see that one, and it is there. And then inside here, you say Control F, let me search for HTTPS. And then here, whatever is reference on the text version of this one, the python.org website, then I just bring you that reference here. What is useful for this one, this is clickable. So I made it as a hypertext in my PDF file. That way you can just click on it, and now I take you to python.org website. So your learning is unimagining, I mean, not limitless. You're not limiting yourself. Unlimited options that you have here. You can go on docs here and then learn the whole Python documentation here. At the same time, if you say, Wahid, this is great, can I just use your book here another way? Yes, if you just come in here, notice chapter 12, I say dynamic generation of Linux commands. So you say, okay, great, and here I could type any command that I want in programming languages, manual pages, get it as long as the command is on Ubuntu or the programming language is defined, yes. Like, let's say you're looking for go-build for Go language. You could just type in go-build, and I just generated you the go-PDF file. And then I give you this format here, and then you just say Control F, type in HTTPS. Now notice that golang.org is there. You just click on it. Now you're on the Go language there. And then why go and learn docs and everything? All of that one is available for you. Go specification and so on. So now if you look at the operators, so it gives you all the operators here and operands there. So now let's say on this website, you might be interested to learn something like PWSH for PowerShell commandlets. And then you can see here, I just generate you PWSH there. But notice this one does not have HTTPS, it's just not much, right? So on this one, if you just are looking for this kind of stuff, I would suggest that go to MyWebUniversity.com here and click on the direct path to Linux, and then search for either one of these chapters, like chapter 3 or 4 or whatever. You click on this one, and then go on the bottom here, click on the Unix and Linux technical documentation. And I mentioned that on PowerShell, I have 7,538 PDFs. So today I was showing you the commands on measure-object. If you do Control, you have here, say measure, and then search for measure, look at measure-command. There's one of two, right? So measure-object is one, and measure-command is another one. If you click on measure-object, for example, you get all the measure-object commands. And we already went through the example. So similarly, if you do Control F and measure, and then you could say Major dash command is this one, and that's the command that we covered also with the syntax and all of the options. And then if you say get dash command itself, get dash command, you search it, and then I give you the get dash command. And notice that all of them are with arguments and everything there. So if you're on a Windows command line and you want to get help, you could say get dash help, get dash command. And then this one is giving you that. But the one that I'm giving you is dash example in a PDF format. So I converted using my Python program, all of this, and I give you that interface really nice, and I provide the storage, the security, everything on my website. You just click on a button, you get that information in PDF. At the same time, if you're on a Windows, you could say dash online. You could get this information from Microsoft, the online version of the same thing with more kind of easier to read parameters. It's up to you how you want to do it, but you don't get that one unless you go to for example, on these ones. Like if I just need some command like Node.js and stuff, I type in Node here on my website. Now I just generate your Node.pdf here. This is in a PDF format. It's really hard to find it on the internet, on Google or some other search engine. You have to dig it in. The way I did it is one resource, you come to MyWebUniversity.com and visit my chapter 12, the dynamic generation, and the whole command is there. Now you're on this one, you say Control F, HTTPS, and now I give you every website that is available on it, nodejs.org, nodejs.org, API, application program interface. You just click on it, and now I take you to the API, and all the modules and functions are there. You learn something like DNS, just click on it, and all the functions that are there. You search on HTTPS. Similarly, you just get all the function for HTTPS. Similarly, if you just go on OS, all the modules that are here, you could do it. And then if you just learn it, let's say you go for OS module, operating system, and you say, okay, OS and the path is there. All of these one, net is there. So now all of these ones are there. And you say, how do I use these ones? Yeah, OS CPU, it just tells you that the OS CPU will give you the CPU information on the operating system, and the output looks like that. So then you say, okay, let's try that one. And I'm here and say node os.cpu. Not this, as soon as I type CPUs, it says it's a function. That means I have to type in like that. And now if I just say, okay, that's great. Do I have this one on Rocky version? And then I'm going to check that one. If we don't have it, we can install it. So let me see if I could say my password here. And then I say which node. The node is already installed it, so I could have searched for it and say DNF provides user ben node. Then it tells me what is the package that it came with a node. So this was the package that contained Node.js. I could say RPM minus QA, and then grep minus I node. Then you can see the name of the package that I have installed on my system there. And then DNF list, and then the package name or grep minus I node, you could see that the name of the package there. But there's a lot of them, so I have to just exactly do the DNF list and then Node.js that package and get that list there. At this time, when you say Node.js, it's there. You could say, go ahead and do that node. If I exit out of this one, say node dash version, I know that the version of node is 16. So I can install later version and then renew that one. And I could go to the nodejs.org website and download the Node.js as I showed you on the graphic here. So this is nice because under activity, you could also go to Firefox, right? So on this one, if I just go here, click on Firefox, and then I could go to nodejs.org website and download the binaries. If I have to update it, I could do that one. So basically, if you have a network on your VMs, you just say node.js.org. Let me just node.js.org. And then that will automatically redirect to HTTPS. And then that's the Node.js website for JavaScript, JavaScript. And then this is the pages here, English, and then you can click on download. So I'm going to just close the browser. I'm going to show you what I want to show you on the Linux. So here I say cat -n etc os-release. I could see that I'm running version 9.2, and it is Rocky, and then distribution is Fedora platforms, right? So like right here, RHEL, CentOS, Fedora. CentOS is a community enterprise operating system. That was the previous version of Rocky. When CentOS developer Rocky and Greg was developing it, they somehow, God bless, if he is no longer with us. I know he's no longer with us, but I don't know if he passed away or whatever was the reason. That Greg just renamed the version of Rocky after his best friend named Rocky. So they were both kind of co-programmer or co-developer of CentOS. And then when CentOS end of life became end of life, because Red Hat did not want to support and kind of open source community to have the free version of it, they just say, well, IBM purchased us. We no longer support it to give unless you're a subscriber, which means that you have to pay and be a paid customer. So, and the Fedora version of Fedora distribution is always free, and the Rocky version is also free. CentOS is end of life already, so we have 9.2 that we are running here. And 9.2 is great. And right here, you can see a lot of the commands work similar to Red Hat. And this is very, very powerful. And I already showed you the PDF version of it that I generated. So here you will, on this, if you're looking for man DNF, and then it will give you the manual pages. But I already converted that one for you in PDF format. So man Python, you could see you're in Python here. And if you just know it, you just say Python version, get it to Python, and you say Python. Now you just are inside Python. You just look at all the modules, double underscore methods, and properties, and everything else. You can do that one. And if you say import OS, you import a directory of OS now. Directory, everything, including OS, is there now. Directory of OS, you gave you all the modules and method that our OS can execute. So, for example, I wanted to clear a screen from my Python idle integrated development learning environment. It is impossible to clear it from that one. So the way you could do is say print. And then I said it's impossible, but no, it's not impossible. You could do like this one 18 times, that one, and then you could see that if I just say maybe 28 times, and then it clears my screen, but my prompt is on the bottom, right? So if I want to do this one the right way, I could say os.platform, actually os.name. OS.name is going to tell me it's a POSIX, and then I say, okay, that's great. Now OS.system, I could say cat -n etc os-release. That is going to just tell me that I'm running end of line. Let's see, OS. You started with single code, you have to close it with single code. That would do it. Now, if I just say, and instead of this one, run the clear screen command, it's like running my screen to be cleared like that. You could do it. My prompt is now on the top, top. So here I could say, go ahead, do pwd to tell me where I am, or I could say os.get current working directory maybe, and that is gonna do the same thing. So depending on what method and what functionality is there. Like I was saying, platform, you have to say OS sys module and sys dot platform will give you the platform that is Linux, or system and dot executable. It tells you the path to Python binaries. And if I do the OS here and say which Python, then it is equivalent to user bin Python, which is sys.executable. Sys.version, it gives me the version information. Sys.version underscore info, it gives me major minor. So I could have just done the same thing here with Python and dash version. And then at the same time, if I want to get the PEP information, Python package indexer, PEP dash version, you could get that one. But if you want to see all the packages that are there, what are the packages, you just do a list and you get a list of them. And you say, is NumPy is there, you could say PEP list, and then grep -I and grep -I NumPy. In some of the version of PEP or Conda, you don't have to type in grep. You could just say PEP list and then NumPy. Conda would return it, but PEP list might not do it. So let me just try here with PEP list, see if PEP list is new version is there or not. NumPy, if it recognizes it, yeah, it actually gives you the whole list rather than that. That's one. So now I did this one, and I know that the version it just gave me NumPy this. So now if I just quit out of this one, exit out of this one, and then clear screen, say PEP list and grep -I and NumPy, it is just saying it is not there. That's why the other one was not counting it or giving it. So if I say PEP install a NumPy, I have to be root and do it. And then if I do it as a local user, I could just do it for my current content. Now say PEP list NumPy, grep, and then the version is there. So you could see, like, for example, if I say Python here and then say import NumPy as NP, and then now NumPy is there, you could just load it. Watch my other videos on NumPy. There's a lot I covered. Look at how much of it there. There's help NumPy object. You could get this one and then see the rest of the details, right? All the functions, everything. So I'm going to exit out of this one, come back to our definition. Give you a lot of more because this is tips and tricks. So in order to introduce you to Rocky, I wanted to give you a good taste of what is this beautiful operating system and what you can do with it. It's a lot. So like if you run top command here, it just shows you all your processes as well as the CPU usage, system user level, kernel level, and everything. And memory usage, it gives you the load average and the system uptime and everything. You can see if there's any zombie processes, which is not, that will do zombie process, or before it becomes zombie, it becomes defunct, and the defunct process becomes zombie. If it doesn't get cleared, it will stay a zombie. Eventually, you have to reboot the machine or kill all the zombie process if you can. Usually on Solaris, the pvip command does it. On Linux, you could just find the defunct processes before it becomes zombie process. You can kill it. I have done all of those ones, and I can show you if you have question how to do it, and I'll teach you everything step by step. But let me quit out of this one. I also have HTOP, and HTOP I mentioned is partially graphic, so that's what I mean. Like if one function key helps, you have to set up, if 3 search, and 4 filters, and F5 give you a tree structure, like I was talking about tree commands. F6 sort by, and F7 nice, F8 nice, and then F9 is kill and pkill. You could do it also in the processes, and F10 quit. Notice that here the number of processor that I have on the system, 0 through 4, and these are the number of processor, and then the load average on them showing memory usage on the system, swap space, and task, how many tasks are there, how many threads, and how many what are loaded on the system, uptime here. And then each of these top processes, who owns it, the priority, the nice, the virtual memory, resident portion, shared memory, status on it, whether they're sleep mode or running mode. It gives you CPU usage, memory usage, time, and the actual command here. So the F3 5 function, it could give you a structure like information. I press F5, and then you can see that it's a tree-like structure there. So I'm gonna quit out of this one also, and tree command was there, like to give you a tree syntax. And if you say 3/A, it gives you an ASCII. And this, sorry, not /A, 3-A, A meaning that all files also. And then an ASCII files. Clear screen, 3-F is giving you files. So this is similar to Linux, except, similar to Windows PowerShell, except in Windows PowerShell, you type in slash, and on Linux, you do dash. So if it's a /F, you replace it to -F. If it's /A, you replace it to -A. That's how the syntax works. So the next command that I want to cover is man time. You can see time is a simple command for give resources usage. And this is basically giving you the command in real time of a process that is taking CPU on user, and also the system in numbers. So if I say PWD, this is the command. If I say time PWD, it gives me real time for user and system. So which time, you can see this is actually a binary file, user bin time, that is just saying that it's executable link format. So this is different from times. So if I say which times, this times is not showing up here. But if I say times PWD, it is going to give me this output telling me that, okay, this is a bash interpreter times command line that actually you use it inside your C programs to do API calls to just run it. You don't run it in the command lines like times PWD. You do time this. So if you just time something like this, say time a for statement syntax, you could say time and then for I and sequence of 10 do echo $I, and then done. Now notice that it says it took this much time, right? But notice if I just do the same command for I in sequence of 10, do echo $I, done, it just says 10. But if I provide these parameters on this sequence, I say use this one as a, use this one, sequence 10 is not going to just run if I just say, let me just backtick it, sequence, and then 10, close the backtick, and then do, and then go to the next line. So if I just do something like this and say do echo, and then say $I, and say hello, or. So now I do that one, and then notice that from 1 to 10, I run that executor. If I just say, okay, now do this one from 1 to 1000. 1000, it's gonna just do that command really fast. But then I say how much time it takes. I could say time here and then run it, and it says that's how much time it took. But let's do this one in $, stop shell like this. No, it does not understood that syntax. So it is look like the first example that I did here was accurate, because this one will give you that, and then at the same time, if I just say let's see which time x. Time x is not here, but time x was an older version of which is deprecated now, but that one also give you this. So time is the command that you could say time run the calendar command, and it gives you a time in nanoseconds. So if I say time 90, 70 calendar, and then notice the time that it takes for one command, whether you gave it an argument to calculate it or measure it, it still does something. The time is going to be essential in nanosecond real time, right? So if I just say time, let's say something like man GCC. So this one is a lot of information, and if it says that the time it took, and it was much larger than, like, let's say PWD, which is a smaller, and then you can see it took much shorter than that. So man PWD is that. If I just say man PWD 5 word count minus L, you can see it's 48 lines. But if this one is GCC is big, then you can see it is 2,753 lines there. So if I just time each one of those commands, like GCC, I did it, it took much larger, and then and the other one. So you could go here or quit out of it, it says 90 seconds. But then if you just say PWD and then quit out of it, it's much shorter compared to GCC. So the time is just essentially telling you, if you run a binary script that it takes 5 hours, then if you time it, it gives you elapsed time. And real user system, you need to just run that one to get the information here. So that is what statistically given you. Here, I just did not give you an example of a loop, quit here. And so let's see, dot exit out here, put on the screen. So on this one, if I say measure dash command, and instead of those 3, I'm going to use a for loop here. So I'm gonna say run the, let's say 1 to 10, and then say for each $sign underscore, I'm gonna say $sign underscore, and then colon, and then say hello world, and then close it, and then embrace here. So now for each this measure dash command, and I have to do another one here, and that will run that 159 seconds. So let's clear the screen here, and then I'm going to close it once for this and once for the measure dash command, and it tells you 27 seconds. So if I just say, okay, and do this one for between 1 to 10, how long it takes you, then it's going to take 34 seconds. So it add on in there. Now if I say, give me between 1 to 1,000, and instead of 34 seconds, it should be larger, right? Obvious, right? 50 seconds. So now I'm gonna make it really huge, between like 1 million, 1 to 1 million. See how long the measure object, that loop is going to run. So That's 3, and then 3 more, and then that's 1 million. So then you can see the command is going to run, and it says 168 millisecond, 3 second and 168 milliseconds. But if I just do the same command without the major objects, notice that it took 3 seconds to produce that one, 3 point some millisecond. So if I just say, go ahead, do this one from the command line, and 1 million times, and just write hello world, right? So from 1 to 1 million. If you just do this one, and this is going to just generate that information here. And then if you want to do it in colors, obviously you could do it in colors, but the measure command just to generate that millisecond, million of times the hello world, it is going to take that 3 or 4 seconds, whatever it is. Since I just did that one, the measure command, it was much faster than this, right? It took not that long. Now we're producing the output to the screen there. So it's 290 million, I mean, 1,000 and 300,000. So if I just wait, it's going to be too long right here. I could just say, okay, just do this one to, let's say 100 of them, right? 100 of them, and then it is right away, right? So if I do this one, and then I say for each this one, let's do a write host here, another command, write host. You could do this one also for each, and then get that one write host inside here. But write host has to be outside, and then you could say write host. Now we have done this one. I could just pipe it to a write host argument here and say write a dash host, and it will just print it. But the reason you do it, then now you can say dash foreground green. So now you have everything in green, and then dash background black. So now you could change the dash background. Dash background color is let's say black. Doesn't look like it. Making it, let's see, white. Yeah, it actually does the background, but it is not showing the way I want to see it. So if I say dash foreground and dash B for short, and then instead of foreground, I'm going to make it white, and then background, I'm going to make it green to see if, yeah, it looks like that. So, and then if you just make it blue here, background, that is going to do it. And the same thing with black color. The black color is actually not working on this the way I wanted to do it. So what you could do is right click here and say go to setting here, and then go to appearance, and then color scheme, and then let's say go to this color here. I'm gonna go to IBM, this one, and then change my background color here to let's say black or something, right? So black is #00. We could do it, or just this is good enough in terms of black color. That's dark enough, right? You could do that one. And then here is actually, once you do this one, you have to say set default, set as default, and then now our color scheme is there. If I close the session, or I don't close it, it is going to take place, which it didn't. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I need to set it accurately. Let me just say setting here. So go to colors, and then choose the one that you want. For example, let's say I want this one, IBM, and then set as default. So you choose this color and just say set as default now, it is done. Set as default, and then you right click on the same one and just say add on new one, and it doesn't take effect. Let me see why. So I get this one. I'm gonna say make a copy first, and then this one is the color, and that's the background. And then foreground, I want to just make the foreground like this. This is foreground. I want to change the foreground also to lighter color like that. Then you say set as default, and set as default. And this time there's no other option. So set as default, and it should take effect. No, it doesn't. Why is it not taking effect? So set as default is, there must be an option as saving it here. Delete color scheme. I don't want to delete it. I want to just take it. Okay. So on the color scheme, when I go on the parents color scheme, see this one, the default one that is here. Which one is right now? These are the ones set as default. So let me see if I can change it. Appearance, color scheme. I wanna use this one for now. This. And set as default. Apply this color scheme all new profile by default, individual profile. Yes. Something is not working correctly. Let me just close this one, say close all, and go again on this. Yeah. So the option was saving it, but was not. This one was hiding behind my Zoom menu, which I moved it out, and now I can see the save option. So whenever you click on these appearance, if you just set it to default to this one, if you don't save it, it's not gonna stay there. So let's say I change it to this IBM version that we did here, and then I say set as default, and then I have to click on save. Now it is saved, and now if I go back on the appearances and look at the scheme, the default one is showing the IBM there. And once you see this default, that means you saved it. So if I open a new terminal, it's going to be the color I want to do that one. And now if I just run the command that I wanted to do for each, would do 1 to 10, let's say, and then say for each, and then $item and $PS item is the same as $_ shortcut PS item. So for each, let me just see. I'm gonna first clear my screen, CD to root directory here. Then I go here, and if I say PS item, let's do $_ and then that is not working because maybe I type in something wrong. Let's see what this says. For each is not recognized. So I'm inside the PowerShell. For each is maybe mistyped because I have double this. So that typo sometimes get you more than anything. If you type it correctly, the for each should work. So now if I say $PS item, that is the same thing as that $_ $_ is a shortcut to PS item. So alias for each, if I look at that one, and this for each is the statement, and then clear screen, alias question mark is telling you that percentage for each object is the same thing as percentage. So I could have just shortened and this for each statement here to percentage. Percentage, that would also give me the same output. It's different syntax, but you could just use those one. The where object is a similar question mark. So if I just say, for example, PS command, and then I could say start. Remember, I was telling you that I'm going to show you start dash process, and here, so we covered this. Now I'm going to cover start dash process, stop dash process, and a stop dash process, and kill command, and get dash process, PS command, and top. We are going to cover that one, and then we'll be done with this one. With Rocky Linux, we will cover it too. So let's go say alias PS command. PS is for the process, it's an alias, but the actual commandlet is get dash process. So get dash command, get dash process, it says that's a commandlet. If you just say, okay, what is the syntax for that one? You could just get the arguments saying that, oh, you can run get dash process with those arguments. If I just say get dash process, and then get all the list of them. Now, if I just say start dash process, and then I say notepad, now notepad is started here. Here, I'm going to just move it on this side, and then I'm going to make this screen a little bit smaller, and then this one also resize it here. Now we did the start dash process with notepad. If I say PS for short for the process, notepad, and then notepad, then it's going to tell me that notepad process there. If I want to kill it, I could just say kill, and it went away. So if I want to start it again, I say start notepad, then it's going to give me that process here. If I want to get the process of it, you could say PS notepad, it is going to do that one. PS name notepad is going to not recognize it here. So the command that I did here with the get dash process command here says dash name, and then the string. So this command did not work because I had to put a dash name, and now it works. So you don't need a dash name because that is optional. That a command that are optional, you could just skip it by just typing exactly the same way that is there. So now, remember I said kill, and that's an alias. You could also say stop dash process, which is the commandlet. So alias kill is an alias to the commandlet stop dash process. So if I say get dash command stop dash process, it tells me that's a PowerShell management command. And in order to get the syntax of it, you could just say dash syntax. If you want more help on it, get dash help, stop dash process. It will tell you the help. And if you want the full version, dash full will give you this, similar to what I'm giving you with examples, right? So you could say and give me the examples, or just dash online. It will just open it on the browser, and you just read it from there. So your options are very much available here, anything you want. And then on this one, if you just say, great, can I do the start dash process of alias start is pointing to start dash process. So for short, you could just say start notepad, and it will start it. And then now, if I just want to say, go ahead, stop it, you could say PS notepad, and then stop dash process. And instead of kill, I could also do a stop dash process, and it killed it. But at the same time, you just say start notepad plus plus. And then now notepad plus plus, you have to make sure that you type it correctly. Notepad plus plus. That would just type it correctly. And then an update version, no, I don't want to update it at this time. I could just say, okay, if I type the name correctly, it finds it and it opens it there, right? So if I say PS notepad plus plus, then it says that's the process there. I could also say PS the where object. Remember that where object? So you could say where $_ dash like, and then you could say notepad start. Asterisk meaning wildcard, anything that matches notepad, and anything after that one asterisk, and then close and then brace here. This is gonna give me the process of Notepad++. Obviously, I can kill that one by saying kill here, and it will do that one. But if I start dash Notepad plus, and I say, okay, Notepad++ is started, it is going to come up here, and then this is my process. And instead of kill, I could say, go ahead, show me the process ID of it, where I say, I want to search it by ID number here. So I could say, and the where clause in here, I could say $ dash equal with equality, and $ dot the property name, which is in this case ID. So ID equal, and then what is the ID number? 4876. That also gave me the same Notepad++. If I search it by process name, it also finds it here. Now, if I just want to kill it, I could just say kill, and it will kill it. Now, if I say start calculator, notice calculator start with this, and this one has a different process name. It's called calculator app. If I didn't know the name, and I just say, go ahead, find me the name, anything that is has the word calc, then list them. Now notice the calculator app is this. I could have also said where I'm not gonna kill it yet. I'm gonna say where the process and name equal, and then I put the word calculator app. So I match it exactly by string, and it will find it there. So you could do it that way by process name also. If I shorten the process name to the word name as a property, that also finds it. So, and then if I just want to do something shorter, this one is say dash like, and then say calculator. Let's see, calculator, and then asterisk here, because it start with that, and then it did not find, because that like I did not type it correctly. If you type it correctly, it finds it. So now if I say, okay, kill that one, I could say stop dash process, it will do it, or kill dash process, it will do it. So now if I say start calculator, it starts it, and then I put it on this list here, and then say, okay, put it right here. This time I'm going to just not even search for it and just say, go ahead, kill it. And it does it. If I just say, okay, that is easy to do it, but now can I start it and then kill it with exactly one command rather than where clause? So yeah, you could say, for example, PS, and then the name of the application is called calculator app. If you know the name, it will find it for you. And then now you could say kill, and it will just kill it. So it's a lot of features and a lot of functionality, but you know, I have to know what you're doing, and you have to do it the right way. Okay, so that is for the start process. Here on the Linux side, there's a PS command. Let me just log in here. So in one video, I'm teaching you Python, Node.js, PowerShell, Linux, Rocky version, Windows, and then there's a lot of juicy stuff. You have to watch the video again and again to just get good at it, because I'm teaching you from my 30 years of experience, more than 30 years of experience at prestige companies, as well as 2 degrees in computer science, as well as a part-time teaching at the university level. There's a lot I could offer you. I hope you subscribe to my channel and then share the knowledge with your friends, and God will help you further, and God will help all of us to have a better society around us. So here I'm going to do this one host name. And if I say run top here, notice that this top is running. If I want to just start off an Xterm session here, I say which Xterm. Now Xterm is running, then I'm going to say, go ahead, open another Xterm minus BG for background. And I'm going to say, do a background of dark blue or dark green, let's do it. Dark green also, I'm going to say 25. And then 00, that is red, green, blue. So the green is 25, that means it's darkish green. The higher the number, the lighter the color. So, and now dash foreground, I'm gonna say just put white. I could put the string white, or I could just say pound FFF. 3F is similar to 6F. And so that's a white color. Minus face, and then the face, I'm gonna do New York. New York, and then minus font size, I'm gonna do 15 for now to see how big it is. And I'm gonna do ampersand to background it. So this video is gonna teach you some good Linux stuff. And now I open this one as one of the Xterm. If I run the calendar command and I run the date command, run the ls-l, everything that I do, it's going to work, just like a terminal, right? So the font size 15 is too huge on it. I'm gonna just do this one, and instead of 15, I'm gonna do maybe 13. 13, and then the color this time I'm gonna do darkish red, so 2500. For the red, green, blue, now I'm gonna have this interface, and this is also right here. So on this one, again, if I say who, clear screen, man, df, any command that you type in, you could get the output here, right? Python and Python dash version, you get the information. You know what I'm talking about. So at this time, I say, okay, open another one with blue, red, green, blue. And so this one is 00, and then 0025 for this one. And now I say, change this one to a font size of 11. See if the font size, yeah, font size 11 is better. So now blue is that there. So man, Xterm, we just leave it like it is there, right? So then I say, okay, that's good. And then at that same time, I want to do one with all 25 to show you the foreground background color. So if you want something like similar to this color right here on the top of my menu, you could just say pound and 25, 25. All three of them, and then this menu sets you that color. So very close to that one. If you wanted a little bit lighter, make it 35. Like here, let's say make it 35, 35, 35. That one might just give us a lighter color, like similar to that. Oh, I did something 25. So I'm gonna exit out of this one and then just make these ones 35, 35. So if you change one color for red or blue, obviously the color scheme is going to give you different result. But if you say 35, 35, let's look at that color. It's very close to the top one. And then maybe 30 could have been much better. So let's just concentrate on that top processes here. So if I run top command here, you can see there's a lot of Xterm sessions are happening here, but they're not always on the top of the CPU process. So what you could do is use the PS command. PS minus EFA gives you everything, all the files or process there. PS dash EFA is there, and then at the same time, which PS, if you do it, this is the file user bin PS, that's executable link format for it. And then if you look at man PS, it tells you that it gives you a report, the snapshot of current processes, right? The C also section, they could also give you PS dash AUX. So if you do man PS here, you notice that here that they have these options, example EFA, and then PS AX and AXU are also the Berkeley distribution software version of it. It's up to you which one you want to do. So PS AX is giving you this format with file structure there. PS dash U, it's going to give you that format. So if I just say PS, this is all the PS extern that I stored it here. If I just say PS3, remember PS3 command that I showed you last video for the process ID 3275, that means my bash, which is the process 3275, is spin off all those extern here. You can see that the child process of one is becoming the parent of another one, or the bash is the parent of all of those ones. And system D, PS3 1, which is system D, is the mother of all processes. So every process is getting invoked from system D. System D, and then this modem manager, and this other ones is scheduler, and that all of that one are just coming as a result of system D becoming their parents process. So now we know PS3 is this, and then if I say PS and then say PS3 and 3275 is those ones. But if I say go ahead PS minus EFA and grep minus I, just show me the external process. Okay, so sometimes I make these videos short, so I don't want the $sign PS1 to be pointing to a Wahida localhost. That's too much information on the left side. So sometimes it's hard to cut and paste for shorts. So I'm gonna export PS1 as a $sign, and then just make it easy for me to just give you more information on the output here. Now I say PS command, and PS give me all these commands. PS3 of 3275 give you a tree structure of all the processes. PS minus EFA, grep minus I, and then extern, and then notice there's a number of extern with BG background and this and that. So if I want to just kill this last one, that's 35, 35, 35, then I could say, well, just let's do this one and pipe here, extern minus BG, and then pound 35. 135 is making unique enough to just do it. Let's see if that is the case or not. If it doesn't, if this one is still give you, yeah, that is the case. So all I have to do is grep minus V grep command. So now I see that one. So if I want to kill this process, now I could just say pipe kill. And then kill minus 9 is there forcing it. It is not doing it. Why? I have to figure out. Oh, when you do this one, grep command, the other one is going to recognize the host name. But now you have to find out the process ID of that one, which is 6802. So now I have to do awk, and then print $2, and then just do this one. Now it is giving me 6802. But notice if I just do kill now, kill minus 9 there, and then this is still saying I don't understand that when you say this. So what I could do is say, go ahead and do while read PID and do, and then say echo terminate thing $PID kill minus 9 $PID done. You don't have to do it this way. This is like too much to type in when you are in rush to do it. But if it's 1000 process and you want to do it, this is the best way to do it. And then sometimes you could just say, okay, do the pkill command with pkill xterm. So all the process that have xterm, this is a fast way for a poor man job to say, oh, I don't have to identify them. Everything that is xterm, just kill it. But then there are times that you want to kill process number 1, not the rest of them, or number 5, but not the rest of them. You have to pick and choose that one. So the while read command with arguments, it's a much better friend of yours. So like right here, if I just do the same up arrow command here, that I just start a number of these ones. Let's say, I'm going to just say quickly, xterm ampersand, and then, sorry, I'm going to just quickly spin off xterm with minus bg blue. So this one, and then say ampersand. So that one gave me a blue background, which is not that nice color. And so if I wanted a nicer color, and instead of saying this one, I could say dark blue. And then if that one is still, notice that the text is good, but the font is foreground is not defined. So if I say dash foreground white, now I have something that is much more readable than the other one. Then the size of it, if I want to say, oh, give me the size of the text also here with minus font size is 15. Then now the text is there. And then you say, okay, that is good, but can I just change the face of it to say, for example, New York, and then yes, you could do that one. And now calendar and calendar and date, and then run the top command, any of them, you could run those ones and check it out. But here, I'm going to show you a few other things. So instead of this dark blue here, if you just say, I want to make it a blue that I like. So I could say pound 000020. This is going to be much nicer blue color than the other ones, right? And it's much nice looking, right? You could see that one. So if I say, let's say Python and that version, and go into Python, and then say for I in a range of 10, let's say, and then say do this, and then say write, not write print, and then say f string, and then do here I, and then colon hello world. Doesn't matter what you do. I'm just giving you an example here to see that it does this, right? So I say, okay, great. Everything that you work on the graphic part, it worked. But if you say, Wahid, you did a pkill last time, can we do programmatically and only kill 1 or 2 of them? Yes. So what you could do is say PS here, and then get a list of the process here. And then you say PS minus EFA, grep minus I, xterm. Now you have all the xterm processes. But if you want to say grep out minus V grep command, which is, you don't want to see your own grep command. You want to see only the one that are actually there. And then at this time you say, I want to just only do that one with the last one, which is the good quality, the 020. If I want to do that one, just to identify and everything else, I could do it. Say right here, I could say grep 020. That makes it unique on that list. And now I have that process ID. You can see, you can search for the whole thing, but 020 wasn't sufficient enough to just make it unique. So I could say, okay, that's great. Now, can I kill that process? Yes. I could have just say pkill or kill -9, this process ID. I didn't have to do it within the while read. But if I say this one, now I have to find out the $, print $, process ID 2, which is the $, now give me that number. Then by knowing that one, I could say X args and kill -9, and then that would kill it. Notice that I took a few steps. Last time I did a while read var in it, and this time I want to do all of these other terminals in one shot. So if I just do this one, and instead of this, I could say get all of them. Now, whether I do while read var or kill -9 with xargs, it will do the same thing. So now there's no PS, there's not that many extern available anymore. So this is how the PS command and kill command and pkill and grep command and other ones that I showed you works. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you subscribe to our channel, and it is a lot of stuff here and there, documentation, everything that you're looking for. I have it. And if you join our channel, I really appreciate it. You're helping me by making sure that I can pay for these website security, SSL certificate, the storage, and then the network and all of that one that I have it for the past 25 years. And by you joining and supporting the channel, you're going to help thousands of other students that they cannot afford to buy books and everything as well. So all these PDF files that are in millions, you can search for it. Honestly, anything that you're looking for, it is available on my website. Anything in development or PowerShell or documentation wise. So like here, if you just say, I need to do programming in Java, for example. Look at the dynamic generation. You just come in here on my website and type in Java here. And then obviously you can get a lot of this documentation in other websites like Google or other ones, but they're not specifically targeted to this. What I mean is by you type in Java, I just generated the java.pdf, and now you have a PDF version for you. And Google eventually is going to do this one on their search. You will find it when you go to Google, they will redirect you to MyWebUniversity. And right here, if you look at the search for it, and you say, go ahead, search for HTTPS, notice OpenGDK for OpenGDK version of this. And you have one of 21. When I say the whole internet is at your fingertips, that's what I mean. docs.oracle.english, and then there's a lot of these files. Some of them may be deprecated because they are not on the same site, but you can go to the parent of that link and you will find out. So like docs.oracle.com, java.command line, all of those ones release it of it. So for each release, you click on it, and this is all the documentation that you want. And then you can see it. If you just say, no, just take me to Java standard edition right here, or Java itself, you could just get all the documentation. So you are welcome to just search on the website itself. Similarly, if you just go on the MyWebUniversity and search for something like, let's say you want to look for Ruby, and then you search here, I just generate you Ruby.pdf, and then now you're there. Control F again, HTTPS, and then say, take me to github.com or rubylang.org, and then now you're in Ruby. And just start reading it. And there's obviously documentation that could give you a lot. If you want to use older version of like Perl or something, yeah, no problem. Just go here, type in Perl, and then just thousands of documentation available online and for each one of them. And then if you search Control F HTTPS again, inside Perl.org website or Open CPAN or something, there's all this documentation here. Go to docs, and then you're on Perl.org. And you could learn a lot. And it's like everything is at your fingertips, millions of documentation, and then websites, everything. So like here, ZSH, if I just say, give me the Z shell, this one, I just generate the ZSH PDF file for you, and then you read it here. It's 5 pages, but if you do Control F, HTTPS, and then look for the ZSH.org public there, all the ZSH things that you can download, or you just go to the main page and here, and now you have documentation here. United States, if you're living in the United States, click on the manual pages here, and there's HTML version as well as PDF version. So if you click on the PDF version, there's 551 pages of the next manual pages. Similarly, like if you say, how about get new GCC stuff? Yeah, just go on my website again here, type in here GCC, and I just generate you the GCC PDF file on the fly. And right here, I just created that one. It's about 399 pages on just the PDF itself. So you can learn about for loop and while loop and how to compile it, how to compile with different flags and everything, how to put it in debug mode, and how to do all these kind of commands here. And then if you're just looking for while statement, for example, just type in while here, and then inside your documentation, all the statements that it has the while, it is matching there. Similarly, for the for loop and everything else, you could do that one. So if you do for statement here, and then notice the word for is everywhere, but the for loop is eventually going to show you the syntax of for loop when you search it. There's that many thousands of this one. So since you could do also HTTPS to search for additional documentation, like GNU-C, GCC GNU.org, you could click on this one, and I take you to the C standard and support for GNU-C collection compiler. C90, C99, C11, C17, C23, and all of that one. So when you compile and code and do make, build, LD, AS, all of that one is all explained here. And I had done a lot of it as a student, as a professor, as an employee. So Control F on building Apache servers and everything else, and they require these things. So like here, if you just search for openecc.org website, that's the thing. You could just do this one for all kind of parallel computing and supercomputing environment on the GPU. You could run the OpenECC. There's a lot of good stuff here, Pragma and this and that. So you're very welcome to just learn and do these ones without buying books. Just come on my website, search for it, and then you say, okay, that's great. If I just reset this one, and then Control F here, say HTTPS, see how many of them are there. It's a lot, just one of 60 of them. So 60 links that each one of them could have hundreds of thousands of technical documentation, CWE.MITRE or something. Whatever is this, the documentation, you could just look at them and then find them, and it's enormous by learning it. So the one that I would be interested, like GNU.org and this, so you could do Control F here and say HTTPS, and then here you see gcc.gnu.org. And then if you say OpenECC was there, and then this is gcc.gnu.org, and then GCC warning options, all the warning options are there. And then gcc gnu.org readings, CW.metro, CW. A lot of these tools are really, really powerful. So you could just search for them and then start reading. So let's say I'm looking for gcc.gnu like that, and then that would give you this one. And then right here, if I'm looking at C99, it's there. Anything that you want. And then if you want to say take me to the GNU.org itself, you could just type in gnu.org, and that would take you to GNU website. Obviously, some information that I have on one of the website, it is that there. And if I just go here and say GCC and then Control F, GNU.org. Let's see if GNU.org, yeah, it found it right there. GCC.GNU.org is one of them. There's 14 of them that matches there. GCC.GNU.org, GCC.GNU.org. So each one of them is going to guide you to that step that you want to do there. And then this is user manuals. So non-GNU.org. There's another one that non-GNU.org, and this one is GNU.org. It's a linkable, so you can see that it's there. And for the installation and everything. So it's a lot there. GNU compiler collection, you can see on the main page, gcc.gnu.org is the website, or your friend, you can get that. Everything you need, buddy, it's available on the internet. If you're a developer, if you're a student, it is available for you. Just go there and don't have to pay for anything. It's all free, open source, available for you. You can learn it all for free. That's how I learned it. I paid for my college and everything, but I didn't buy these books. I just read it from the manual pages. I went to the documentation on the source and say, okay, I'm looking for something for GCC or something. I just log into a Linux manual pages and just say man GCC, and then I start reading here. So now if I just learn the syntax, I say which GCC is also already installed on my machine here. So GCC dash version is not giving you GCC version. Okay, so which GCC dash V and dash V dash version maybe. Okay, dash version, sorry, I mistyped it. So GCC dash version will tell me what version I'm running. And if I say which G++, that is telling me the C++ version. G++ dash version also gave me this. So if I write a program and on my directory, say, let's say programs here, I have a program, okay, I have C. So if I just compile one of the program, let's say for demo there, remember man GCC, you could search for statement, this and that, but here's your friend say, Wahid already wrote the for demo stuff, and then say file for demo one for underscore demo1.c. So now that's a C source code. I can say cat-n for underscore demo1.c, and it tells you that it is a C program. So the for statement, I say use the syntax to print out the value of that one loop until it reaches to max 100. So that's a good example. If I say ls minus l for there, I'm gonna just run the for demo1 as executable, and it is already there. Not this file for star, it says that for demo1 is executable. So if I say rm for underscore demo1, now that file is not there for star. Now for demo1, I'm going to delete that for demo1 also, and for demo2 also. So if I say rm for demo question mark, it delete both of them. So for star, now I actually for underscore demo. The other one is for underscore demo. It was not deleted because it did not match. So for underscore, let me just do rm for underscore demo2. So now those two are gone, but the source are there. So that means I can build the source for demo. I'm going to say GCC minus O for underscore demo1 for underscore demo1.c. Now I just built that for demo 1 as a binary. You can see the timestamp of it is today at 10 whatever 10:58. So now if I say file for, you see that the first one is for demo 1 is my executable, which I can run it here again. And then if I just say go ahead do the same thing with for demo 2, I need to see the contents of for demo 2. Say why I wrote that one .c, and you can see it does a few other multiplication, division, and all of that one, the floating point numbers and so on. So if I just say that one is good, let's just compile that one, GCC -o for demo 2, and then for underscore demo 2.c. Now I just generated the binary for demo 2. So if say for underscore demo 2 and run it, and it will just do the output. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some stuff. And you know, and the GCC, I just gave you an example. I compiled stuff for you. G++, again, the same thing with a lot of the source code that I have on there. You could just run them, and I mentioned G++, so let me just do C++ here. See if there's a directory on this one, C++. Oh, sorry, clear screen, CD to C++. And now I'm there, and then for hello.c++. But let's do a while there. So hello here is there. Let's do a while script. So while demo1.c++. And if I say cat -l while demo1 while demo1.c++, it will tell you that's 28 line, and it does a while statement. It finds out the numbers between those max and a small one, odd and even numbers. So right, if I just say okay, G++ -o while demo1 as while demo1.c++. Now I just compiled that one. While demo1 has the executable file while star, you can see that all the files that are started with while. If I say while star demo1 star, there's two files. One is while demo1 and executable, one while demo1.c++. So while demo1 will just run it, and it give me the numbers between all of those ones as odd and even. If I type in 5 more, it will just do that more. Remember the time that you were learning the times command. So if you look at this while demo1, if you run this one and you say, how long does it take to just run that many numbers? You could just put the time in front of it in this one, and it will tell you elapsed time is 5 seconds. 0.05 second in real time. That's not even 5 seconds, it's a millisecond. So that's how long it took to generate that numbers between even and odd. Okay, and I'm gonna just stop here. Otherwise, I will be just running till midnight again. Have a good one. God bless you. If you have not subscribed to our channel, I would love to see more subscription, because for this many things that I have done, by this time, a lot of people say, God bless you with everything that you have done. Your channel deserves more. I agree. I think more of you guys should join our channel, subscribe our channels, or like our videos. And then by doing that one, you're helping all of our great grandchildren for years to come. Because we're not going to be here forever, right? Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.